everybody, and welcome back to the series where we create a new country, or 3 new countries every video. And in the last video, we created 3 new countries. A giant Central Africa, big union. We created the Scandinavia, or I think that's what we're going to call it. I think someone said it was the Nordic Union. I'd have to go back and look at that. But over here, we also added a Mongolian Empire, something like that. But today, we are going to be adding a lot of new countries and a Mongol Empire. We've already recolored the Mongolian Empire because, yeah, we already know they're taking a lot. So if we can just edit their territory, we can see that, yeah, we're going to give them a ton of land. And honestly, I think we should go back to doing this, where we edit their territory one tile at a time. I think I'm going to meet up with the border of the Chinese over here until right about here, probably. We'll give them some weird curlies. Then they're going to move out over to here. They're going to go down into some parts of Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan a little bit, and Uzbekistan. But not Turkmenistan. Kazakhstan, all the way up through here. Into Europe a little bit. Throughout here in Russia. And we'll actually give them the north. Okay, the strange thing is, we need to figure out what they're going to do with the north, because someone has to have it. So, they're going to go in a little bit, they're going to go back into Asia, and they're going to take over the north. So, all the north belongs to them. I mean, these islands over here don't. I think everything else will, so this is definitely a very strong one. But I think we should actually, we're actually going to keep them away from that part of Asia over here. So this time along, they didn't capture this area right here. But these guys are going to be very strong. And just bucketing. Yeah, just using the bucket. Okay, well, we messed something up there. But yeah, they're already gigantic. And I finally fixed the borders. It looks okay now. We need to probably put that to capital. So now we can give these guys this little piece of land right here. But other than that, this is the final borders of the Mongolian Empire. And, yeah, the Russians get a little bit more land over here. So, more than I originally had for them. I think they originally went over here. But, yeah, didn't want these guys to get too big, but they still are the biggest by a lot, as you can see. But, now, we need to make another country. Here we see our next country, and I named them South Brazil, and I gave them the old flag. So as we can see here, it looks a little bit different looking up at the flags. It's a little bit wider, the diamond's a little wider. There's some white dots in the little earth thing. But now it's time to draw these guys' borders. And right off the bat, we're going to give them something like this. I'm thinking going down south, down into Argentina, where they will get most of this. And honestly, I think that's pretty good. We'll now fill this in. I'm going to change the color up a little bit. But, yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Here we have our next country, which is Carthage. And, yeah, so they have spawned in, and we're already going to give them a lot of territory right off the bat. They're probably going to get like, all of this. We'll even throw in Tripoli. And they're already pretty powerful. But, next we will give them, I think, we'll give them this much of Italy. So all that, we'll go ahead and color that in. Up to right about Rome, but not quite. We'll throw in Sardinia and these Spanish islands over here, as well as some of southern Spain, or even most of southern Spain, or most of Spain at least. And now filling this in. These guys get all of this, which is incredibly insane. This thing would be a powerhouse. And this does get rid of some countries. Oh, and they also control the Strait of Gibraltar now. So if other countries did have a claim to that. And the little piece of Tunisia left, we're going to get rid of that. Just make it simpler. So I guess Libya gets a little power up there. But, I mean, they did lose their capital, so, you know. Now we gotta just exchange these capitals a little bit, and then we'll be on to the fight. We can see all of our new countries, the Mongolian Empire being the most notable. I think we're gonna make this a little darker, or change the color up a little bit so it's a little less eye-hurting. But in the Mediterranean, we have two great powers now, Carthage and Turkey, which is basically the Ottomans, but, you know. And then we have Scandinavia up there, we got the Shanghai Imperium, we got the Majapahit Empire, South Brazil, and New Darien, and, oh, Central Africa as well. But after that, concluding that, we are now going to move on to the fight, which is starting right now. We can start off, and there's already 162 countries left, which is a very, very big. Russia is way less strong, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And yeah, Ukraine is winning right now, but their capital was just stolen, so they do get a lot of gas there, though. That'll be pretty good for them. Okay, yeah, they already took it back, so that's definitely going to be interesting. South Sudan just collapsed, so that country's gone. Trying to look at all of our countries to see if anything's happening with them. Russia just got, yeah, they're pretty much destroyed. So that's not good. You can see, just looking all over the place. Turkey is now at war with Egypt. They did lose the Sinai Peninsula, but now they're getting it back. Okay, yeah, they just took it all back. And it looks like, yeah, Egypt just collapsed fully, so they get a lot of that. Then on the top, most of our countries are in the top. We have the Mongolian Empire, followed by Scandinavia, Shanghai Imperium, Central Africa, and Turkey, right, all next to each other. Then South Brazil, the Majapahit Empire, New Darien at the bottom. And yeah, there's definitely going to be a very big one. We're not seeing too much yet, so I'm going to speed it up real quick, and then we'll get into more of the fight. And we're back, and first of all, the borders may look different, the colors may look different. Something might have happened, but basically, I lost the recording, so I had to do this all over again. I had to draw the borders back. But we are good now, and let's go ahead and start this up. Moving it all the way up to 5 times speed, automatically. Ukraine and Russia are the only war that's going on right now. And Russia is losing. Yeah, they lost. Back to St. Petersburg it goes. A lot of the countries are already conquered. But Mongolian Empire is obviously number 1. Then it's Canada, USA, Russia, Brazil. Basically, Scandinavia is next after that. Then Shanghai Imperium and Central Africa right there. Turkey is next. South Brazil is right after that. And the Majapahit Empire and New Darien are right below that. And then we also have Carthage that is way lower, but you know, you have to have some weaker ones. Especially because we have Mongolian Empire. In the last recording, the Mongolian Empire, well, we'll just see what happened with that, because it was definitely very interesting. But Turkey has taken over like, Iran. Iran, I think, yeah. I don't know, I had some people talking to me about how I pronounced, I think it was Iraq or Iraq. I don't know. I think I said Iraq, and they said it was Iraq. I'm not sure. So if anybody knows, I would like to know. South Brazil has been taking a lot of land. I was just looking at them for a little bit. They are now moving their way up. The Shanghai Imperium lost some land already. Majapahit Empire is doing good. Kyrgyzstan is forming themselves an empire. Very big one at that. Yeah, very big. Wow. And the Mongolian Empire is at war with everybody, almost, and they are losing. Oh, they are losing bad. Yeah, that's what happened last time. They only had one real city, and they just collapsed, and actually very early on. So they might not be as strong as I thought, but yeah, as you can already see, Russia is already climbing back up to 1, and China is right behind them in second right now. But the Shanghai Imperium is technically, I would say, the real China. This is like northern China, northwestern China. But yeah, Russia just got a ton of their land back, so they're pretty much old Russia. They're just not as big. And yeah, so it's going very good right now. But okay, the Shanghai Imperium just died. That actually happened last time too, to Japan. So very similar. Poland was just conquered. Yeah, definitely a lot different. Central Africa has made their way up to the Red Sea almost. And last time, and the recording that you guys didn't see, they went down here into like Botswana. But Botswana eventually took a lot of land from them. Paraguay's getting taken over a little bit, it looks like. Yep, collapsed. So South Brazil is now very strong. Turkey is growing very big once again. Or, I guess, since last time we saw them growing very big. Our number 1 right now is Central Africa, followed by South Brazil. Then it's Scandinavia, Turkey, Mongolian Empire, and then New Darien. We already had 2 people die, so that has only 4 countries left, which is not very good, especially because South Brazil had a lot of land taken from them just now. And they are out of money, which is not good. With Mongolian Empire, though, they have a lot of money, and they do still have quite a bit of land. They're just out of, like, the top spots. But Turkey is being taken over a little bit. They lost a lot of land. Russia and China fought a little bit. Not too much going on right now. New Darien looks like they've lost a lot of land. Because they had, like, all of Cuba, way more of Mexico, and, of course, like, all of this. So that's definitely not good. They might be out soon. But, yeah, I think it's time to speed this up a little bit. And, yeah, I just decided we weren't going to speed it up, because, as soon as I unpaused it, a lot of countries started dying, like, Central Africa lost a lot. But they have gained it back, though. So they're doing really good. Still at number 1 out of all of our nations. South Africa was gone, and now we have Namibia, who has emerged at the bottom, with Tanzania and, of course, Central Africa. Algeria is actually a really big stronghold from up here in this little city I gave them. Last time it was also very powerful. I don't know why they haven't been taken over yet. I think our worst nation is Carthage. And let's see, how many countries do we have left? Possibly we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 nations left. Which means that we lost 2. So that's 7. Wait, so I'm miscounting somewhere. Wait, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 left. So we had 8. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. We have 7, so we had 9. Yeah, because 3 each episode. Okay. My brain not working, but that doesn't matter. What matters right now is our team wins. And so far, it's not looking too good. I'm being very honest right now. We can I think we should just collapse this dude. I don't really have much. There we go. So now we're down to 43 nations already. And we're about 200 years into this. So this video definitely isn't very long. I want to make these videos shorter because it's too. Oh, South Brazil was just conquered. Okay, I did not see that. That's bad. So we're down to 6 nations left. 2 from this episode are gone. So I might need to make better countries. And the weakest out of all of them is still alive somehow. Surprisingly. But South Brazil's gone, and the Mongolian Empire, who was the biggest at the start of the episode, is also gone. The the top pretty much 5 nations are all right around there. It's more like 4, but you know, yeah. See, it's kind of evened themselves out a little bit now. But Canada is at number 1. Their borders have actually not changed between them and the USA. So this is just like pure Canada. They've had 3 more pixels, and I'm assuming they invaded Greenland for these pixels, which is actually crazy. They have not attacked the US at all. The US has only attacked New Darien, it looks like. Oh, in Mexico, just a tiny bit. It's barely noticeable. But Russia got all this back. So that's... Oh, wait. Okay, I just saw this. Looks like Central Africa is kind of losing. But Nigeria is gone, so that's one less competitor for them. Carthage looks like it's about time for them. Maybe Turkey can save them. Oh. The only thing they have left is a little bit of Morocco. I think these are the Azores, something like that. And then they have Sicily and Malta. And they're in debt. Let's look at everybody's goal. Let's see, Carthage, yeah, only person in debt. And then there's Japan and Yemen, which are close to being low. Yemen's actually losing. But what really speaks is income, because, yeah, Saudi Arabia was losing 50 there for a second. But the best income is the USA with 225. That's insane. So they're probably one of the strongest. Myanmar is insanely powerful right now. Tanzania's kind of gone. Just a little bit. New Darien is becoming stronger now. They're the only pink nation left. But if you count purple, then there's also Nepal and Senegal. Carthage is the smallest nation by a lot. Let's see, we have how many nations? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of limited, yeah. Okay, Carthage was gone. So we have 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 nations left. 5. We have 5 nations left already. So we've already lost 4 nations. So we've almost lost more than we had in total. But our strongest is Turkey, with a lot of power. They're sitting comfortably in the 7th spot. So that's definitely crazy. At the very bottom, we have New Zealand now, because Carthage is gone. Carthage is gone. Oh my goodness. Central Africa losing a lot of land. It might be wraps for them. Not too much more is happening. Yeah, Nepal is basically just a better India at this point. I mean, like, look at all that. Bangladesh too. I mean, that's just crazy. They did, of course, lose a little bit to Pakistan, because their original capital, I think, Kabul, is gone. Or maybe it was Islamabad. I think it was Islamabad. I think that's their capital. Yeah, oh well. But Kyrgyzstan is really strong. Who is not strong? Okay, Somalia is about to die. Didn't even realize they were still alive. But they have some of their mainland back. Or I guess, stolen. Saudi Arabia is trying to take over some stuff. Oh, okay. They got their capital back right before their city was taken. But Turkey is very big now. They grew bigger once again. They're 6 now. But they're still a little bit of ways from becoming 5th in Myanmar. And Russia is dying. Or wait, USA just, I think, took over. Yeah, they're taking over Canada. That's what I was seeing. So now that border's changed. Oof, that's really bad. USA is now number 1. The only country above 10,000 pixels. And Central Africa is not looking too good. They're split in 2. Yeah, they're southern and northern area. But their original country is basically the only thing they don't have. north. Russia is kind of getting taken over, kind of not. It's hard to tell. But yeah, Canada's number one. The top four are all sitting around 9,000 pixels. And there's a big drop to the Central Africa and Myanmar, which are both right there. Wait, Turkey has dropped a lot. Saudi Arabia's gone. We conquered them. But it's because of Ukraine. So Ukraine kind of took over a lot as well. Scandinavia's still here. They're kind of weak right now. They lost a lot of their eastern areas and they're shifting west, especially down into France and Germany, and over into Canada and Newfoundland. New Zealand is wait, now it's Japan, which is looking like they're the worst right now. Nepal is moving around the mountains of Kyrgyzstan, where they can really reign supreme. They made it up to this lake. Pakistan looks like they might die. They did die. I was right. So we're looking back up, and so it looks like Somalia saved themselves. Mexico just got wiped out very quickly. They went from 200 to nothing. But Central Africa, they're really big. Hold up. Yeah, it's definitely the biggest they've probably ever been. But they're really close to being the top. Oh, and Russia has just taken back everything they once had and more. Like, declaring war on everybody and steamrolling Europe. But they don't really have anything in Asia anymore. They have, like, this right here, and then, like, the tail of Siberia. And, like, I think that's Honkai? Hokkaido, I think that's Hokkaido. Yeah, that's the northern island over here that they have. Which they might be losing. They're barely holding on to. Down at the bottom we have New Zealand. We're just gonna go goodbye. Then it's Japan. And they actually split this island perfectly, I think. Yeah, they split the islands perfectly. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's not get distracted here from our main goal, which is making sure our nations win. And so far, Central Africa looks like the only way we're gonna get to that, because Turkey is in a really bad situation right now. They barely have anything. New Darien is promising, but there's too many powers near them. They're just not as strong as them. Scandinavia looks kind of hopeless for them, to be honest. But Mongolian Empire is looking okay. They're not doing too bad. They did lose some different lands like this, like some of Papa Island, I think, Papua Island, something like that. But they're not looking as bad as they once were. Okay, never mind. They're losing. Central Africa is looking very bad. I don't like this at all. But if Tanzania wasn't here, this would be looking very nice right now. And if they add more from Algeria. The problem with Algeria is their capital is just so hidden. That might be a problem, but you know. Oh well. I think this is Ivory Coast right here. Or Mauritania. Yeah. Close. Close enough. New Darien is doing really good against the USA right now. They have captured Atlanta, I think. It is Atlanta. This is Dallas. Austin. New York City. Yeah, that makes sense. Toronto. Montreal. Toronto. There we go. Anyway. Yeah, they're doing really good now. They're definitely the second best. Yeah, they're second best. Central Africa has they've lost a lot of land recently. But they're still doing the best. Okay, wait, they're getting it back. They're getting it back. Okay, they did get a lot of it back. Yeah, they got a lot of it back. But it's well. New Darien's next. And then after that we have Mongolian Empire in Turkey. And then we have Scandinavia, I think. Did I miss them? No, Scandinavia, then Turkey. So overall, it's not doing very well. After this war, these guys are going to be deleted. That's how we're going to kind of do things. Yeah, they're gone. That's how we're going to kind of do things now. If someone's really low below the rest, then we're just going to delete them after they're getting pieced out. So yeah, these guys are pretty low below the rest. So I'll go ahead and delete these guys. I just kind of help out Brazil somehow. Did not even know they were over there. Central Africa is still doing good. Is this Oman? Yemen. Ugh. What is... Yeah, oh, absolutely not. Anyway, Russia, China, Canada are at the top, pretty undisputed. They're, well, now it's kind of changing, but USA is below that, and then below that even more. So Kyrgyzstan, kind of with like an even slope. So there's a pretty good slope here. When we zoom out, it's yeah, not looking too good. Honestly, I'm going to have to fast forward this because this is taking a very long time. I might try to add a time lapse in here. The last time I put a time lapse in one of my videos, though, it did not go too well. But we're going to try it, so here is the time lapse. And we're back from the time lapse, and a lot happened. Well, we can see that China has now taken first by quite a lot, then Russia, then the US, then Canada, then Central Africa, Yemen, and there are a bunch, but New Delhi has climbed into whatever place. 9th, actually. Which means the Mongolian Empire is in 11th, and Scandinavia is in 14th. Yeah, okay, 14th. And Turkey is just way too low. Yeah, but anyway, we need to delete Somalia because they've lost everything. And at this point, we're going to delete Libya and Japan. Meaning you have to be above 1,000 with Turkey being the lowest. Well, that's happened. I paused it at the year 3000, so I think we went maybe like 100 years. I'm not exactly sure how long it was. But yeah. Okay, Turkey is going to have to be deleted. I'll give them a chance. Next war. And then after that... Okay, ooh. Yeah, it's wraps for them. So that means we're down to 4 nations left. So over half of them have been deleted so far. But we're still going strong. Scandinavia's taking some land. Kyrgyzstan is taking some land from China. Russia may be failing. They're not putting up very good. Nepal looks like they might win against the Mongolian Empire. Algeria just died, which means Central Africa is now more like Western Africa. Because if you split it like down the middle, like right here, they own almost all of it. Like right here, maybe. And yeah, everything on that side they own it. I don't know how you'd split this. I would say, yeah, right, like we're right around here. I think that'd be like a fair amount. Or maybe if you split it across like that. But either way, oh! They basically just own Africa at this point, and they're already in first. Yeah, this is just going crazy. And like, look, you can even see, I'm not even rigging it this time. Like, I don't have to rig it. Because now that we have so many countries, there's a chance that one of them survives. So yeah, that's definitely way more interesting. Tanzania is gone. Which means that almost all of Africa is owned by Central Africa. besides like the part that I think this is United Kingdom owns. Yemen owns some still. Brazil owns some. Canada owns some, and other than that, that's it. Oh wait, and then Australia. But other than that, nobody. Well, the Mongolian Empire owns 1 pixel in Madagascar. So if you count that, then yes, there's more. But these guys also own the Middle East too, where Turkey was. And yeah, they're miles above the rest. This is actually crazy. I think we need to move the gap to 1,500. Because everybody's above that now. Wait, Yemen's not. We'll see after this war. And after their war's over. So, nothing really happening yet. Kyrgyzstan has lost a lot of land. Still very strong. Same thing with Nepal. Nepal and them are both very strong. Which is crazy, because they're both really small. But the UK is taking from Central Africa. New Darien lost a bit of land there. The Mongolian Empire lost a ton of land as well. But they did get a lot of Africa. That's where... Or a lot of Australia. That's where it's really all at. And they realize that, so they're going to focus down there now. We're going to make the gap 200, or 2,000, and we're going to delete Yemen. And the Mongolian Empire just got a lot there. But they're just not able to take back, or conquer Nepal. Definitely crazy. Scandinavia has taken over Europe, and I think Russia's about to fall. Yup, they just collapsed. That's definitely a big one. We have 13 nations left, and Scandinavia just took a lot of that. But Kyrgyzstan and China were already very strong, so they're going to get a lot too. New Darien gets some over here. Just wars all around. Canada is kind of falling. They're trying to take over Iberia, which they do, and the rest of Europe, which they don't really succeed in. But they do succeed in attacking Central Africa and taking more, maybe. Well, they lose the Azores. The Azores. I'm pretty sure it's Azores. No, I'm just saying it wrong at this point. But Nepal is, I was going to say they were doing really well, and then they lost a ton, which made them drop a ton. Yeah. Mongolian Empire is taking over a lot from Australia. Eventually, if they get them out of there. Okay, wait. Peru should have been gone a while ago. And Australia almost dropped below the gap. I think it was 1,500. I'm not sure anymore. We might have lifted up to 2,000, which actually... We'll do that. We'll lift it up to 2,000. So the Mongolian Empire is going to get some of that. And UK being gone actually gives a little bit of that to Central Africa. So that helps. And now the Mongolian Empire has lifted themselves up above Nepal, but they're still struggling to fight them. But New Darien is now the lowest spot with 4,000 and almost 5,000 pixels. Central Africa is the first nation to reach 20k. I believe that Mongolian Empire was at 19k pixels. But now they are at 20k, which is a very big milestone. Scandinavia and Central Africa are fighting. This is going to go very slow from now, here on out. So, I don't know if we should do another time lapse. We'll wait till the year 3,400. And if nothing happens, we can do a time lapse. And we'll do one until 3,500, I think, actually. That'll work. Unless someone dies. But normally no one does. So, let's see. Up here, China's taking a lot. I think the barriers, yeah, their barrier's 5,000. Which, New Darien is struggling to keep up. And yeah, it's dropped below. And, yeah, we're letting them go through one more war. Okay, we're waiting for that war. But they have dropped quite below. Oh, wait. They're back above. Oh, they just They're above Nepal now. Okay, they were there for a little bit. Okay, well, it lasted. It didn't last that long. But now it's fine. The Mongolian Empire is next, though. Yeah, they're at the bottom now. Even though they still have an insane amount of pixels. And Nepal, the Mongolian Empire, and New Delhi are right there. They're all the same. And now Scandinavia's thrown into this. Oh my. It's wraps for them. Central Africa is just way too strong. Scandinavia has dropped below, and now they have to be deleted. Which means Central Africa just sabotaged the team. Meaning there's only 3 nations left. One in like each of the, I guess, main continents. We have on the right side we have the Mongolian Empire. In the central side, or the central corner, we have Central America. Central Africa, sorry. And then on the left we have New Delhi. Brazil's going after Central Africa. They're putting up quite a fight. Oh, I think they just lost all their gold. Ooh. Yeah, they have no money. The USA is the only country that has actual money. And then it's Kyrgyzstan. But, yeah, that's a lot of money. They can do whatever they want. Let's see, wait, max area. So the Mongolian Empire did have 20,000, and Russia did have 20,000 once. But Central Africa is now officially the largest one in the largest country in modern history. Let's see. The smallest alive country had a peak of, the Mongolian Empire had a peak of 6,700 pixels. There were 4 countries that died that are better than it. Yeah, no one else is alive right now. But Brazil is just destroying Central Africa because they have no gold left. Which means China is now the new #1. And Brazil is almost up there. They're number 3. And now they're number 2. Kyrgyzstan has taken that, though. And they're kind of swapping around. Central Africa is almost at the bottom. Nepal should have died. Which means that, first of all, Central Africa is basically out of the running. Second of all, New Delhi, okay, they've climbed their way back up. They think the gap, 6,000 will be the new barrier, the new lowest. But yeah, Central Africa is getting beat up right now. Look at this. Look how bad this is. And technically, they had like all that right there and all this. But yeah, they are officially getting beat up. And yeah, they've dropped below. So we are going to have to delete them next. That's actually insane. So now it looks like Brazil and China are just at the top. Both at 20,000. Kyrgyzstan at 18. The USA at 15. And max area wise, no one has been as big as Central Africa. China is the next biggest though. And this Mongolian Empire, that's Brazil. So there's 4 nations in history that have been bigger than Russia. And New Delhi is the lowest. And honestly, yeah, I think they're going to be deleted. They might have to be, unless they can pull this off and somehow get around bigger than Canada. Okay, I forgot about the time lapse. We're just going to skip that. Well, they did get bigger than Canada. So you know what? We can delete Canada. We'll make the barrier 7,000 actually. I think that's more fair. So we're not deleting as many countries. Oh, and they both just dropped below it. So you know the rules. You delete the weakest one first. Oh yeah. Canada's definitely gone by now. We're down to 6 nations left. And New Delhi, what was the barrier? 7,000. So I think they're fine. Yeah, they're fine. But that's about to change. Because even if them and New Delhi united, they would still be second to last. That's just how much weaker they are. But Kyrgyzstan is getting destroyed right now. I don't see how that seems to help. But we're going to do it. Wait. Okay, wait. They're cooking Brazil. Brazil doesn't have a chance. Both of them attacked at the same time. Brazil just died. Meaning they made a comeback. That was about to be terrible. So now, they're still at the bottom, but they're both still insanely strong. And it looks like China is actually getting destroyed. And even though Nigerian just lost a lot of land there, the barrier will make it 15,000. So they still have a chance. And now, these guys that are left alone are bigger than Canada ever was. Almost bigger than Russia ever was. Bigger than Brazil. Bigger than... 3 of them are bigger than the Mongolian Empire. At its peak. And in Central Africa, new best has been beaten by Kyrgyzstan, whose best is 31,000. A whole 3,000 above. Or 4,000 above the next. But the USA is about to meet that best. Or, let's just look. Yeah, China was right there at its peak. But yeah, it dropped a lot. They lost everything. Nigerian is still very weak. But China has dropped to the lowest. And the Kyrgyzstan is fighting the Mongolian Empire and they're winning. They're winning badly. Oh man. Okay, wait, now they're both attacking at the same time, but it's just not working. So you know what? We're going to throw in a distraction. We're going to eliminate China. Send it. Okay, wait. Okay, I think that paused the fighting or something. Nigerian is now the lowest by a good amount. So if there's anybody to delete, it'd be them. We're going to have to send it and hope the Mongolian Empire wins. And we do it. Kyrgyzstan is going to get there. But I have one thing to do. If we get rid of their gold, then maybe. They're still in debt by a lot. We're going to get them out of debt. And surprisingly, they take all of that, even though the USA was way closer. Mongolian Empire is now lowest, but we're top 3. We'll let them stay. We'll let them stay. But yeah, I think we're just going to end the video here with no winner, because this looks like it's going to go on endlessly. So if you enjoyed this video, and you want to see more of this series, show your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.